Yes.
Longing for more.
Yes. Longing for the
Great.
great. Not the fraction, but the whole.
Great.
Simply speaking, it is longing. So, the descriptions, definitions given that it is longing for the great, longing for the whole, attraction for the whole, is having a real meaning behind this word. Otherwise, if it is longing only, then every attraction is longing. Longing for the first 22nd, what was 22nd? That was also longing, which you saw
Yesterday.
2002 episode. That was also longing.
Yeah.
And the child, my grandson, well, the other day we had a talk on telephone, so he took it. Dada,
Don't forget chocolate.
chocolate. It is also longing. So longing for the fraction is not bhakti. So it is just the object of longing which makes it real bhakti or mere longing. As you are attracted towards a worldly thing, it is decidedly a fraction, not the whole of it, and therefore it is not bhakti. A part of the whole, however high it may seem, is a part, is a fraction. So, in Suhasit Sangra, part 1, a shloka comes about the fulfillment of this bhakti. The way is sadhana. The way is the sadhana. So, the mode of the fulfillment of this bhakti has been described as Uttamo Brahma Sadbhava. Uttamo Brahma Sadbhava. The best is the ideation of the great. Uttamo Brahma Sadbhava, Brahma, the great. Then Madhyama Dhyana Dharana. There are so many ways of ideation, inferior ideations. They are all dhyan and dharana. So that is madhyama, intermediate. Third is uttamo brahma sadbhava madhyama dhyana dharana japastuti syad adhama. Japa and stuti, prayer, they are lower degree means, methods. Japa, stuti, this, what is this japa? The external repetition. The other side is also internal repetition.
External means also counting beats or
Yes, yes.
turning all these different
Then japa stuti syat adhama. The lower is not exactly adhama. The adhama means very inferior. And still the fourth one is Murti Puja Adhama Dhama. Adhama Adhama. Inferior than the inferior.
Lowermost.
Lowermost. Inferior most.
Schlechteste. Murti Puja.
Murti Puja,
Temple.
idol worship.
Idol worship.
Idol worship, image worship. Image.
Photo worship, you can say.
Im letzten Fall war ich dann
But this is very common, prevalent in India.
most.
Most. And everybody is attracted. I think very highly of it.
Durga.
Yes.
Kali.
Yes.
Statues, pictures, photos.
Yes. Then the meaning goes further. That they are the methods of worship of the expressed nature. And the expressed natures are in two ways. One is the form, the other is a word. Word.
Color.
No.
Word.
Form means color also. There is no form without color. Chaitanya, can you conceive of a form without color?
In natural, if you consider white and black as color, no.
Anyhow. So that word is a name. You give some name to a form. Make a form and give it a name. Really, the combination of name and the form is very absurd thing. Very absurd. I have written 5 verses. It is in Urdu. I will tell you the meaning. It is said, I am telling the meaning. It is said, verily, that He is everywhere. He
Yes, sir.
is everywhere.
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 Also
In-
in form.
And he had a form.
There was one artist, he was making.
It is said that He is everywhere, in every ion and zarre zarre mein hai wo. In every nook and corner He is. But when a stone falls on the head, but it is a proverb in Hindi and Urdu. यूं तो कहते हैं कि हर शय में है जर्रे जर्रे में है वह, मगर जब अक्ल पे पत्थर पड़ जाता है, the brain is attacked by a stone, then he sees God in only stone. Because he hit by stone, so he finds him only in image, stone. The second is, if he is everywhere, in every nook and corner, then he should be in you also. He should be in you also. But you never bend your head to see him inside. दिल के आईने में कभी झांकने की ख्वाहिश न हुई. In the mirror of your heart, you never peep for him. And you wander from a temple to a mosque and a church and Gurudwara in search of him. And third is the costliest verse. उस बेनाम को चंद नाम दिया बहुत बदनाम किया. You give a name to him and you call him very bad names. By giving a name to him, you are calling bad names to him. And this calling bad name is a proverb. So, why? Because you do not want him. You do not search for him. You do not know him. You find him only in the name. उसको न चाहा, न ढूंढा, न जाना कभी. You did not want him. You do not search him. And you do not know him. You find him only in the name. This is very important. So, the methods are not the way of worship. The first thing is the fixation of the objectivity must be there. Whom you are searching, wanting, longing. There is a small book, Narad Bhakti Sutra. The aphorisms are on bhakti. And the first of the aphorisms, sutra, is he has defined bhakti as sa paranuragaha ishvare. Bhakti is anurag for Ishvara. Now, anurag is to be defined. Raga means color. Anu means after. After. Anurag means the impression after the attachment. Attachment. When you are attracted by an object, your mind gets the color of the object. How to remove it? How to remove it? Is there any practical method? Yes. very practical method. Varna means color. Rag means color. Varna is also color. So Varna, Argha, Dan. But it is not this way, because the Varna is not in the hands. Where is that? In your mind. And you are falsely practicing this. Copying whom?
Muslim?
Muslims.
Allahu Akbar. Did you look? Look same?
So Varnarhidan is the method for de-varnifying. A special word. De-varna. Varna means color. De-varnifying.
Uncoloring.
So, Anuraga is having the color of the object, of the mind. Mind gets colored by attachment of object. So, Narad says, Bhakti is Anuraga for Ishvare, for that great. Here, Narad describes very vividly by one word Ishwar. And it is, what is Ishwar? Great. Not consciousness, but the Supreme Mind. It has been elsewhere said, Bhakti reva gariyasi. Bhakti, you understand now? Bhakti is longing for the great. The importance of bhakti has been described in small couplet. Bhakti reva gariyasi. Gariyasi means heavier, greater. Real meaning is heavy. Gariyasi. Meaning thereby, it is a hint for this triangle, bhakti, karma and jnana. These are three. Of the three, which is the heaviest? Bhakti. Bhakti is the heaviest. So heavy that it may be called stone heavy. So that it presses the mind and makes it immobile. A bhakta is not expected to act, because it is the end. Wrongly it has been interpreted that it is the greatest. The real meaning of Bhakti Reva Gariyasi is that bhakti is to be treated as the final goal. You can examine it. Anything said is not to be accepted readily without examining. So there is another say in the Gita, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram ye vidyate. There is nothing to equal in purity that of jnana. That is the final goal.
Okay.
Jnana.
This is the final goal.
Yes.
Not bhakti.
Not bhakti. Bhakti is the fuel.
Is the what?
Fuel.
Fuel. F-U-E-L. Petrol.
Fuel. Fuel.
The purpose of bhakti is to make the car go. What is the goal? Bhakti, after all, is longing for the great and sitting where you are or going to the great.
It's not the greatest.
Jnana is the goal.
Yes. And what is Gyan?
Knowledge.
Gyan
Real
is,
knowledge. Real knowledge.
Real knowledge. Spiritual knowledge.
what is that? Real knowledge?
Knowledge of spiritual philosophy, of science, of
No.
Realization.
The real knowledge is that I am He. Aham Saha. Not I, but that He. That I vanishes and He remains. This is realization of Bhakti.
So it is
Bhakti has been defined as Bhakti Bhagavato Bhava, ideation of the great, the whole. Not the methods of expression of them. Am I clear? This expression of bhakti, as you see in Europe, I have not seen, but in India there are great arrangement for showing this bhakti. Flowers are decorated profusely, and then all the instruments of music there will be, and then there will be Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and Radhe Radhe, and such singing and dancing. So that will be bhakti. And for bhakti, one thing is very essential, because you have to keep awake in the night for the whole night and sing and dance. Therefore, song is essential.
what?
Ganja.
Ganja is good for bhakti.
So, every sadhu is supposed to be bhakta. Very. Yes. So, but Gita says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram miha vidyate. That is the goal. Because the very definition of bhakti is longing for the great. And you are longing but not moving. If you are longing and not moving towards the great, then how it is bhakti?
was suffering, better not too long.
Yes. So, in between the two is what?
Karma.
Karma.
You
Karma.
start moving.
Yes. And this karma is twofold. One is life karma. Whatever you do, whatever you are doing, you are a musician, you are a dancer, you are a painter, or you are a carpenter, or you are a driver, whatever you are doing, whatever art or science you are engaged with, the mode of service to yourself, to your family and to the world, whatever you are engaged in, this is also work. And that whole work should be moving you towards that great. What is this? What is the way? Second lesson. So, the karma is also bhakti. The karma is the expression of bhakti. Karma should be expression of bhakti, which leads you to
Great.
jnana.
You mean to say that bhakti with knowledge and not alone the bhakti? Or alone
Bhakti.
knowledge is enough? Am I right?
No.
No.
Knowledge. What do you mean by knowledge? He said, knowledge of science.
No, that is what you just said.
Yes.
Your
Realization of
realization of I am that.
I am that. Yes.
So if you mean to say that only knowledge is enough?
No.
No.
No. It's all
Unless you are having that longing and you are moving towards
You will not get.
You will not get.
in the expression of your longing, then the realization is not there.
But people mix sometimes the knowledge, they study all the scripture, which is actually nothing else than karma basically. They study the scripture, but this is not the real knowledge. It is just,
Certainly not. It is not at all knowledge.
it is just,
It is just
it's karma actually.
just my reading a book on music. My younger son is a master of this your ta dinta.
Really.
Yes. He has so many books. I may read them, but by reading them, what will be the result?
You will become a good musician.
I do not know even to strike na. So, reading books is not knowledge. And the real definition of knowledge, that I am he, is not even reading the scriptures. You can read the whole Anand Sutram and get nothing.
That's true.
You have, many of you have books in your language on yoga. But the books are books and your practice is practice.
Just being
This
Tattva.
practice is karma.
You said there are two ways in karma.
The second lesson is the karma you are talking. The life business is second lesson. Otherwise it is not bhakti. And the other way?
Sadhana.
Yes, that's
To do sadhana.
to do sadhana. This is karma. I am alone, not very fast. I am alone.
Sadhana means effort in sadhana.
Last karma is spiritual karma.
I am alone are words. You must allow time to
Get the feeling.
have the feeling. So that will be moving. So this bhakti, karma and
Yeah.
jnana. In karma, you see, Gita says, karmanyevadhikaraste makleshu kadachana. You have your onus in karma and not in the
Result.
result. Your action, you are free to act, but the reaction will follow it. You can't escape reaction. So, to make your actions to suit bhakti, the second lesson is prescribed.
Super.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Suit.
To suit.
Then the karma is to be understood very clearly. You are acting for your livelihood and to maintain your family and above that to serve the society. So the three fields are open for you and you are having the addition of Madhu Vidya in all the three fields. Suppose you are not acting for your livelihood, your fields have been cut short. Am I clear?
Sorry, can you repeat
Livelihood. To earn your bread. To earn your bread. If you do not earn your bread like me, for the 10 days I am not earning my bread here. I'm eating all the day. Very unfair. He said, no, you are acting 5 hours. 5 hours a day. 3 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. Oh, then I thought I am working. Intelligently I was working. But one should work for his livelihood. If one does not work for livelihood and he maintains his family,
He's very clever.
is it honorable? Is it honorable? Therefore, Param Purush has said, Anandmurti has said, that the grihis are far better than the sannyasis. Because they do not earn for themselves. And want their bitter part of the bread with butter.
And honey.
Yeah, without honey vidya.
Is this why the sannyasis are Ananda Margi, they understood this point, so they started to earn money also to be able to have their own bread?
Then why they became sannyasis?
They went to do business and everything.
Many
Maybe this is the reason.
of them.
I don't. I am unable to understand things. If they have to earn their livelihood like that, why did they took that saffron? One is engaged in the press, he is composing and reading proofs, and he is running the machine. He could have done it, keeping his family life.